Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome adventure in art with Mr. Rossi. This dancing, funny looking little guy here is Snoopy, and this is the focus of today's lesson. Snoopy is a character created by Charles Schulz. Not just Snoopy, but a whole list of characters. This is the drawing we're going to be doing today. There's going to be a two-part drawing, so this is just part one. I'd like to show you guys, this is from a magazine I have from 1985, where he gets interviewed. And that's him there, Mr. Charles Schulz. This right here, this tray, even though you can't see it that well because it's in a black and white photo on newsprint, that's where he has all the materials he uses for drawing. His pen, his inks, his pencils, and erasers. You can see the size of the comic strips, that's what they're called, comic strips, that he drew on. And there's his drawing board right there, his drawing desk, and shelves with books and awards. Here I'll show you another picture of Charles Schulz in that same studio. And you see him there working on that. See that glare gets out of there. Working on that new comic strip. This was the last comic strip to be printed after he had passed away. And it was printed, like I said, after he had passed away. Now, how can that be? It's because cartoonists work several weeks in advance. Sometimes this week, they'll be working on a strip for the following week. So that's how they work. And yeah, the comic strips would be in black and white, Monday through Saturday. I'll bring another little example of that right here. Here you go. Comic strips would look like that, Monday through Saturday in black and white. By the way, he does all the lettering himself, plus the drawings. And on Sunday, here's another one. Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. Pigpen, big character. This is Schroeder, the piano player. Lucy, Charlie Brown's tormentor. Her little brother Linus and his trusty blue blanket. And then, see where is a good example here of a Sunday strip would be this. And Charles Schulz, Peanuts, was always the very first comic strip you'd see in the newspaper. I don't know how many languages, how many newspapers he was in. He's known around the world. I mean, you go to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade this year, and you're going to see either Snoopy or Charlie Brown as one of the biggest floats, or balloons, rather, in that always. It's just a regular Thanksgiving thing to see all the time. So he worked for over 50 years on this comic strip and only took 2 weeks off for a vacation during his 75th birthday. Okay? He was rejected several times when he was young. He always wanted to be a cartoonist. He was told he couldn't. He didn't have the talent for it. And it didn't stop him from pursuing his dream. Never let someone tell you you can't achieve what you have on your heart to do. He's proof of that. And he would work 6 days a week. And he was very much involved with his kids. He loved taking them to school, picking them up in the afternoons. Whenever they came into his office, or his studio rather, to ask if he would go out and play with them, he would stop whatever he was doing because it was most important to him was family. Not even the comic strip that he loved so much was more important than his kids. So now I've shown you a lot of Mr. Charles Schulz. You could look up his name, or you can see it in my description. So you could look up a lot of YouTube videos on the guy. This book cost me 50 cents at a library. Libraries will usually sell a lot of their old books once or twice a year. I go every year to the one by my house, and I suggest you guys start doing the same thing. For 50 cents, you could get an awesome Charles Schulz book. Also, Target sells these coloring books of Charles Schulz for $1 when you first walk in their little dollar section. That's where you will find those. They'll even come with stickers in it, okay, for you to enjoy. Here we go. Got your sheet of paper ready. Okay, we're going to draw that dancing Snoops. So across the top of the page, you want to start with a sad face. Take off my sweater here so that it's very cold in this classroom. So you start with a sad face. Right across the top of the page, right here, just a sad face. From one side to the other. Pick a blue line where you're going to start and where you're going to stop. That's what I did there. And I'm going to draw a little happy face in one of these blue lines. We're going to go from the top, make it nice, a long line with your finger, and pick a little happy face spot. Just like that. And we're going to connect the two, sad face and happy face, with a line. And when you're done connecting it, it should look like a little light bulb. A little light bulb. So I'm going to put a happy face going all the way around the bottom of that light bulb. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Bonk. And a little diagonal line, and a little diagonal line. For the little paws, this is how we would draw a flower. We use like a happy face like that. And you would go like add another one, and another one, and another one. And you would have like a little flower, right? Well, these little happy faces is how I want you to draw the paws. So I want you to just come around and just draw your little happy faces. I draw 4 of them. You could draw 5 if it makes you feel good. And you go ahead and draw one little diagonal line like that. And they do not have to be perfect sizes. They shouldn't be. Mr. Schulz didn't make them perfect for himself. That's not how his characters were designed. On the left side, over here where I'm pointing, give me a number 1. And on the opposite side, make it a little happy face. That's his little belly right there. And he has a little happy face 2 times for a tail. 1, 2. And in this empty gap right there, you're just going to close that with a sad face. And we're going to continue to draw that leg by just going like this. Just draw a happy face. Put the number 11 in there. And another happy face with a number 11. One more with the number 11. And over here, I'll put another number 11. And 2 happy faces here. These are called motion lines, showing action. Because we can't really draw it. It's not going to move, but we can show with motion lines action. Okay, let's go back up to the top here. Let's draw his little nose up there with a sad face. And we'll start drawing the ears. He's just going up and down, like if you were going to draw a little spaghetti noodle. Go all the way around. And then you're going to put his smiling face. And there you have Snoops. All right, guys, if you turn right now, we can knock out a second drawing real quickly. I'll show you it in color. Let me grab it up right quick and present that to you guys. Here is the next one I would like to draw with you, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Little Charlie Brown with Snoops on top of his famous little red house. Let's get drawing that one out real quick. So, and this one I'm going to start with my pencil because we're going to draw a couple circles. I'm going to have to erase or not trace the middle. So, across the top, give me a circle. And let's overlap a smaller circle. So you have one large circle and an overlapped smaller circle. Now we're going to do that little light bulb again, going all the way down to a blue line. Go all the way down to a blue line. And put that little happy face ring around his neck and the little happy face tail. And you want to put 2 circles here for his feetses. And if you put the letter J, let me show you which one I'm talking about here. The letter J, but do it backwards. The letter J backwards. And then next you're just going to put like the letter M in there. Or a couple happy faces. Put the line, horizontal line, along the bottom for the top of the roof, and 2 diagonal lines for the beginning of the roof. You don't want to draw anything else because we still put Charlie Brown in there. And I'm going to finish up some details here for Snoop. So I'm going to put the letter C here for an ear. You can go ahead and shade that in so that later you know you got to color that up. He has a little spot back here, which is a little happy face. You want to shade that in, as well as on the tail, little happy face, and shade that in. So I'll put like 3 vertical lines here, 3 vertical lines there, so it's like a little shadow at the bottom of his foot. And a little circle here for his nose. And I'll put a little smile starting here like this, just for now. And I'll put the number 11 there for his eyes. A little later, I'll trace that up so you can see it better. You will not trace the inside of that circle. Now, Charlie Brown, nice big round circle for a head. Remember, Charlie Brown is a big-headed character. My circle did not come out that great, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a little number 11 underneath there, and I'm going to close it with the letter V, if you remember that from the Frankenstein monster that we drew. Now, his body is going to be a sad face. Pick a blue line where you're going to stop and close it. The number 11 for the legs, and you put a sad face. Put a sad face for the feetses. You want to close it and use the letter M for shoelaces. Let's add some details in here. You want to put now a regular letter J and add those little fingers. And 1 little horizontal line for his sleeve. And 1 more horizontal line so you break up the shirt and the shorts. And the little design pattern for his shirt is the letter V to the other side and the letter V to the other side. That will go black. These shorts will go black. Ears, the letter C again. And 1 in the middle. That one's backwards. You put these little eyes in there. And his big smile. And his little hair, it's just a happy face. It goes around like that. I'll finish off his house, Snoopy's house. There's a couple little vertical lines there. Little patch of grass. Little patch of grass. Let me trace this real quick. So I'm just going to go around and trace everything except for what's inside. Of course, I'll trace the mouth. But do not trace the inside circles. Those parts you do not want to trace. And as you can see, everything is taking a good shape, good form. You can go back to the picture that I showed you earlier so you know how to color this. We just put that on pause. And now comes Charlie Brown. Able to round that out a little bit better as I traced it. And we're wrapping it up, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I highly suggest you do, because I will be putting some assignments on here, some lessons that I will not be taught anywhere else where I'm at. I hope you liked this. You would just erase that little piece right there. I hope you liked today's lesson. A quick little bio, quick little learning. We did a couple drawings here. We did Charlie Brown, we did Snoops, we did Snoops again. And we're mainly doing it a focus on Charles Schulz, greatest cartoonist. All right, guys, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Any kind of any action that you guys got for me, I appreciate it. Until the next time, guys, be excellent to yourselves.